Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to today's video. Today's video is about my favorite device out of all my devices. If I had to pick one device out of all my devices in my collection, it would be the Pico Toner by Neurotris. The reason being is that every time I use my Pico Toner, my skin looks just absolutely gorgeous. It's flawless, it's plump, it's juicy, it's lifted, it's toned, it looks plump. It's just, every time I use this, it gives me exactly what I'm wanting in a treatment, and especially for microcurrent. So microcurrent is my favorite modality. My other favorite modality would be red LED light therapy. So the Neurotris Pico Toner is a dynamic microcurrent technology that is patented. It senses your skin impedance, which changes every single day. So some days you'll be dry, some days you'll be dehydrated, some days you'll be oily. There's environmental stressors that also play a role in your skin's impedance. The Pico Toner senses that impedance and gives you exactly what your skin needs on that particular day that you use it. Where there's times where there's other microcurrent devices out there that don't sense skin impedance. Actually, I only know of one, and I believe that is the Mitama senses skin impedance. But what happens is you're not getting the full beneficial treatment of your microcurrent because your skin impedance plays a big role and electricity takes the path of least resistance. So Pico Toner, you have two waveforms on here. You have P1, which is your lifting and toning program that works in the muscles to lift and tone. You also use it to treat your fine lines and wrinkles with a special technique and sun damage, and it also plumps the skin and the muscles. You have the second program, which is P2. So P2 stimulates ATP. It works in building that skin density, which is collagen elastin. Also your skin's natural mattress, which is hyaluronic acid and those dermal fat cells. It also gives your skin this most beautiful glow. It helps stimulate lymphatic fluid, which all microcurrent does. But this P2 program works specifically in your skin, and it's just so gorgeous. What it does, what I love to use it for mainly is when my skin is feeling irritated, or I've done like a microdermabrasion treatment on my skin, or an aggressive form of exfoliation to where it leaves my barrier feeling sensitive. I love to go in and work in my skin with that P2 waveform because it's just so healing on the skin. It's wound healing. And I also love to use it to stimulate my lymphatic flow too when I'm feeling puffy or carrying a little extra fluid here around in my jawline. So I did a treatment with the Pico Toner today using the Jane Man Lift. And you guys are going to go into that. It's a nice demo. I will tell you, when I'm doing the lifting and toning portion, I am using 2 Jane Man lifts, but you can also follow along by doing the holds that I perform with doing 1 Jane Man lift. I just did that for this treatment because I was a little short on time. And I wanted to show you that you could use 2 attachments at the same time with the Pico Toner. You just have to take in consideration that since we do have 2 ports here where you can put 2 attachments on at the same time, as it divides the current in half between those, okay? So my favorite way to use the Pico Toner is with the Jane Man Lift Probe. This takes the thinking out of microcurrent, and you can perform microcurrent with 1 hand versus using 2 hands. So right now, the Pico Toner is on Black Friday sale until Monday, November 27th. After that, it goes back to regular pricing or until it sells out. If you're interested in getting the Pico Toner, the time is now because it went from $5.95 to $3.99. And if you add a Jane Man Lift, you get it for $2.99. The Jane Man Lift regularly goes for $3.95. So it's a great deal. Now I'm going to quickly go over the attachments that you could pick up with your Pico Toner in case at the time of purchase you want to add more, because with the Pico Toner or Neurotris, the shipping is, I think, $20.99 within the US, and they do ship internationally, but I'm not sure of what the international shipping rates are at this time. And also there is tax too if you live within the United States. So your Pico Toner is battery operated. It takes one AAA battery. I've had mine since May, and I'm on my last bar. So another thing that I love about this the Pico Toner is that it is actually called a personal facial and body sculptor. It goes up to 1,000 microamps. At 100%, it's at 1,000 microamps. The reason being is because you can use the Pico Toner all over your body. It's medically clear to use all over your body, including the center of your neck and your chest area, which I demonstrate in today's video. And the 1,000 microamps you will never use on your face, but on other areas of your body, such as your arms, your legs, your butt, your abdomen, it's going to require a higher intensity to reach into those muscles because they are larger muscle groups, okay? So with your Pico Toner, you get these black facial sculpting gloves, okay? So these are a one size fits all, and if you have, small hands, these will be perfect for you, but if you have medium or larger hands, you may find that these are a little bit small for you. You get these with your treatment. Now, if you are someone who is planning on using the gloves more so versus any other attachment, I would suggest upgrading your gloves to these silver sculpting gloves. These are the light gray ones. They're $95. They're softer, they're thicker, and they come in sizes. I have the size medium here, and I would say they're just slightly a little bit too big for me. They do come down pretty far down here. But if the gloves are your main source for using the Pico Toner, I would definitely upgrade to these ones. I find that they do conduct better into the skin as well. However, if you can't, these will be fine. Now, if you have sensitive skin, the gloves will not be your main source to use the Pico Toner because they are scratchy. And when you get into certain movements, you're moving that along the skin. These feel so much better on the skin. And if you have sensitive skin, definitely would suggest upgrading to these. Now, you have the infinity probes. So the infinity probes are here. And these are more so for those of you who like to perform your microcurrent with two hands and performing like a pinch and hold technique. These are also great. What you can also use these for is product penetration. I have a video on demonstrating on how to use these for product penetration and also using the gloves at the same time for a hand treatment. But I also demonstrate these on their own for product penetration. And basically what it is you take one hand, you can't wear any jewelry, watches while you're doing this, and you hold your negative probe and you move this up along to penetrate your products into the skin. And you could use either P1 or P2 for that function. So these are great. These are great for working on clients. They're great to use for product penetration, or if you're someone that prefers to use two hands when you're performing your microcurrent treatment. So those are the infinity probes, and I believe when you buy these at the time of your purchase, they're discounted to $119, and I think they're normally $180, okay? The gloves aren't discounted, by the way. The next attachment I recommend. So if you are someone who likes to perform sheet masks, you can use the Pico Toner to penetrate your sheet mask into your skin, those ingredients. And that's where I would suggest the alligator clips. Now, I bought 2 pairs of alligator clips because I want really to focus on getting that product penetration of a sheet mask into my skin. So what I usually do is I put 2 negative clips, one right here, and then 2 positive clips down here. However, you can, supercharge it and get a couple more pair and grab another quad cable and then just load your face up with those alligator clips. So here is a quad cable. So quad cable allows you to put all 4 of these alligator clips on from one port, and you can use these for the facial toning patches. So this is really handy for the facial toning patches. So with the facial toning patches, you get a pack of 24, and I believe they're like $54, and I think this is like $54 too. So this is what they look like. They look like little butterflies. And when you pick up the facial toning patches, you get a manual, okay? So this is for hands-free microcurrent. So you've all probably seen the Skeen device that's going around now. It's becoming a little bit popular. It's like it's a patch, and then you put the microcurrent device here on wherever you have the patch, and you just focus in that area. Well, you could do the same thing with these facial toning patches. So if I wanted to just work my cheeks, I would just put one patch here, one patch here. That would take up one side of the quad cable, and then I would come over and put a patch here and a patch here just to work on the cheek area. You can do your eyes, you can do a brow lift, you can do a neck lift, you can work on your jowls right in through here. And it's great because you just put negative over positive with your patches, and you put your Pico Toner on your wrist, and you just walk around the house and let it do its thing. If you're focusing on lifting, just put it on P1 and put your intensity set per your skin, and just let it run for 30 minutes. You could do 10 minutes, you can do 20 minutes, you can do 30 minutes. And I did a video once on using the facial toning patches, and I will do another video on that very, very soon. For those of you, I know I keep saying that I'm going to do it. Well, I will do it. I promise I will do it. So those are the accessories for the Pico Toner. Now, if I just had to choose one, it would definitely be the Jane Man Lift. And then because since it comes with the gloves already, I would just, use the gloves for my body. And you can also use the Jane Man Lift on your body too. So I wanted to go over this because I'm getting a lot of you reaching out to me about the Pico Toner because it's on sale. And then you saw me do the video on the Jane Man Lift unit, which is a special edition. They only made 50 units of this. I did pick it up. This is my Christmas present for my husband. They only made 50 units, and it was a special edition. I cannot tell you if they will come out with it next year. So for those of you who are thinking about just waiting for this to come out again, well, it'll be 1 year before it comes out again. And it's not guaranteed they will come out with it again. And that's where you would want to pick up your Pico Toner because this will be your main device. This unit is great for those who know about the fascia, who already work in the fascia, or who want to get started working in the fascia, because with this one, it has the same program as the P1 program in the Pico Toner, which is Lift and Tone, which is P2 on this lift unit. What sets this unit apart from the Pico Toner is it has P1 program, which is Jane Man's program for working in the connective tissue and for fascia release, okay? That is the difference. This is my main microcurrent unit that I use and I absolutely love. But as you know, I am such a huge fan of Neurotris and Jane Man that I had to pick this up. And I absolutely love it. And if they come out with it again next year, I would definitely recommend picking it up because it is fabulous. And those of you who've picked this up on my recommendation, after watching my video, are all starting to reach out to me because you've received your units and you're telling me how much you love it and you love your Pico Toner too. I'm not saying you need both. This would be the main one, okay? So I wanted to go over that. I hope that you find that this is helpful. So now you guys are gonna go into my demonstration. I did an Omna treatment before we get into the Pico Toner treatment. But if you try this treatment, please let me know down below in the comments on how much you like it, especially with that lifting program. And just so you know, like I said, I am using 2 lifts at the same time on my face to perform the holds. But then I also do some detail work with using the little, I like to call them magic wands, which are the magnetic ball connectors that connect the lift, because you can use those on your face too. I also show you how I like to use the lift to treat my fine lines and wrinkles, the sun damage. And then if you don't have another lift, what you would just simply do is just work one side of the face at a time. So you'd work this side for 5 minutes, then you'd work this side for the other 5 minutes, and then you'd come up and work your forehead. You work your forehead last, okay? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you find that this video was helpful. I'm sending you all so much love and light, and stay tuned for the Holiday Glow Up series that starts on Monday, November 27th. All right, I will see you in the next one. Enjoy. Don't forget to give me a like. Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi. My name is Jen, and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to this In the Real video. Today we're going to focus on a Pico Toner treatment. I am getting a lot of people reaching out to me about the Pico Toner. So I figure, you know what, let's do a Pico Toner video. I just want my treatment to be really focused on the Pico Toner today, but before I get in and do my Pico Toner treatment, I'm going to work on my fascia by using the Jane Man Omna. I always like to work my fascia when I can, especially if I'm going to do an in-depth microcurrent treatment with the Pico Toner. I like to wake up my fascia fuzz beforehand, and I've been under a lot of stress the last day and a half. Some personal stuff been going on, and I planned on filming a video yesterday, but it just didn't work out. So I'm going to talk to you guys. So I have a new hair product that I'm in love with. It's a bond repair treatment I wanted to share with you guys. So what I put on my skin is the Michelle Corley Pore Cleansing Oil. Since I don't have any makeup or sunscreen on, it's in the morning here, I'm going to use this as my massage medium for my Jane Man Omna. Now I did just do my scalp. I have 2 Omnas. I actually have 3. I gave one away, and then I have 3 left. I have my very first Omna. That's like near and dear to my heart. And then I gave away my second Omna, which is the pink one, to a friend. She's been having some migraines, so I gave it to her, told her to use it. But I have a purple one and I have a blue one from this spring collection. And I like to use a cleansing oil on my skin. If it's first thing in the morning that I'm doing this, because it's just really easy to get into the treatment. Now, my new hair product that I have is called Après. So this is a bond repair treatment, and it's really, really cool. I bought their starter set. It comes with 4 ampules, but if you just get their holiday kit, it comes with 2 ampules and this spray bottle. Now, what you do is you take the ampule and you empty it in this spray bottle, and it has a line of where you fill up your water to. Now this, I used it on Thursday on Thanksgiving to spray in my hair to do a bond treatment. And I have to say, I really love this. It's very easy to use. So you just mix up the ampule. You can use any type of water you want. Shake this up. And then you saturate your dry hair with this and work it in. And you leave it in for 10 minutes or longer. They recommend leaving it in longer, but I left it in for about 20 minutes. And then you wash your hair like you normally would, shampoo, condition, and then style like you normally would. And you do this 1 or 2 times a week. And then you go on a maintenance phase. You can use it once a week, once every couple of weeks, whichever you choose. But I really love the ease of use of this. For the Olaplex, I use the number 0, or they say you can wet your hair first. And then you apply, if you use number 0, you saturate your hair with that. Then you leave it in for 10 minutes, and then you do followed by number 3, leave that in for 10 minutes, and then wash your hair like normal. So Olaplex is really easy to use too. And then if you don't want to use 0, you just saturate your hair, and then you put on number 3 and leave it in for 10 minutes or longer. Then there's the K18. So the K18 gives me great results, but it's my least favorite to use because with that one, you have to wash your hair first, and then you apply the K18 to towel dried hair. And it's a pain in the tail to work in your hair because you can't put conditioner in your hair because it defeats the purpose of the bond. The bonding formulation won't reach to your hair cuticle to repair those bonds. And so I have been straying away from using the K18 because it's just a pain in the tail for me to use. I mean, it gives me great results, but I need conditioner in my hair. I do not like combing in my hair without the conditioner. And it's really hard to tell if you have your hair fully saturated with the K18. And it's also really expensive, okay? So when you mix this up, 1 ampule and 1 mixture of an ampule with the water can last you anywhere from 1 to 3 uses depending on how much hair you have. I did 1 ampule, and I think I have like half of this full. It's kind of hard to get this off. I think it's half full. Let's see. Yeah, it's half full. So I'll get probably another use and a half out of this. So 2.5 uses. But I really like the results. They have a 20% site-wide, 20% off site-wide sale right now if you want to try it. I loved it. I really, really loved it. And I definitely recommend checking it out. Now, there's more bonding products coming out. I'm going to start with my Amna. There's more bond products coming out, you know, like there's the Living Proof one. So that one you apply to shampoo hair, and I think you leave it in for 10 minutes before you style your hair. That's not going to work for me because my hair, if I wear it curly, it's just going to dry too fast, okay? I haven't tried it. I heard a lot of people really like it. This is also acid-free too, by the way. And then there's the Redken. I think it's like the acid bond repair. There's that one. That one doesn't interest me. I don't really care for Redken hair products. So I wanted to give this a shout out, and I'm so glad that I did because I absolutely have been loving it. So now bond repair, if your hair is really, really damaged from like maybe over processing, like if you like, you know, bleach your hair to platinum, there's a good chance that your hair cuticle might be pretty much already gone, and like the bond repair isn't going, you're not going to see much from the bond repair, but it's still good to use it because the thing is that you can repair the areas of the hair and the cortex of the hair that haven't been processed. But if you color treat your hair, if you heat style your hair, I highly recommend using a bond repair treatment. It's amazing and one of the best inventions that came out for the hair. I absolutely love it. It keeps my hair nice and healthy. So another thing I ordered was, so I've been researching LED light panels, and I have been looking at them, and I almost pulled the plug and got a Mito panel. And then I was gonna get this handheld panel from Revive Lights or something like that. And then I've been researching the Misama panel. So they did not send me that panel because I have not reviewed any of their devices. And I didn't ask for those devices. They sent them to me. If they would have asked me if they would have asked me before they sent them, I would have told them no, because they're not my cup of tea. And devices they sent to me were the Beyond Stone Gua Sha tool. So that heats up, and the Gua Sha is like different for me to use. It's not my cup of tea. It's cool because it does have red LED light therapy. It pulsates, and it has, heat. I don't use the heat because I have sensitive skin and rosacea, and it's just not good for my skin. With their Urchin, it's not my thing. I'm sorry. I don't like electrical muscle stimulation. And so I don't like the device. The cleansing thing isn't my cup of tea. I'm just really not into devices that vibrate. Sometimes they can make me nauseated. It does have pulse LED, and you can use the LED separate with that, but it's the electrical muscle stimulation. So for me personally, I don't recommend it. I don't use it. And then they have their hair comb, which seems pretty cool, and I like that it has a refillable reservoir. But the one thing I don't like about it is that it has radio frequency in it. And I've never heard of a device using for hair growth that has radio frequency in it. And we all know that radio frequency degenerates the dermal fat cells. Well, you have dermal fat cells in your scalp. So it's just not something that I want to take the chance on for myself. So they asked me before they were going to send that device, and I said no. So I haven't reviewed their devices because, like I said, they're not my thing, and I won't use them on my skin. So if I'm not going to use them, then why would I review them here on the channel? Because it's not being truthful or honest. So they didn't send me the panel, but they sent it to all their other ambassadors. And they were recently, I just got an email from them to send me their new facial oil that was released, but I said no because I don't know when I would test it out, and it has some ingredients in it that I don't really care for my skin. So, but it seems like a great option for those of you who like facial oils. I'm not really a facial or oil person anymore. I only use it once in a great while if I have to, for massage or to add it into my moisturizer, but I haven't been needing to add it into my moisturizer. So I just said, please don't send it because I don't know when I would review it. So after all that, I have been researching panels, and so I decided to pull the plunge and order the Misama Pulse 40 LED panel here. I'm going to put a picture of it right here. Now, what's really cool about this light is that the size of it. It does come on a stand, and you can hang it up on the wall if you want. But the technology, so no other panel has that pulse light technology, and it has red and near infrared, and I believe you can turn the near infrared off. It also has an ambient sleep mode on it too. So the irradiance and the joules of this is pretty good. And at first I was thinking, oh, $400 is too much money for it. But then after comparing it to some of the other panels out there, and it's on sale for 20% off right now, plus if you use my code like I did, you get an additional 10% off. So it's 30% off. So it was like $316, no tax, no free shipping. So I ordered it. So I'll order it and test it for you guys. And I'm really interested in it. I've been wanting a panel for a while, and this one seems like a good one. And from what I've seen, it looks like it's made really, really well. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell what other influencers say because, you know, they can be biased. But from the videos that I've seen, it looks like it's really well made. So let's check it out and see. And you can see if it's right for you guys. But if you are looking for a panel, you might want to look into it just in case, because the sale is going on until Monday the 27th. Who knows, they may have another sale. I haven't really been keeping up with the sales, to be honest with you. I've just been so busy. I mean, I just don't have the time to. And also, it, you know, it creates a lot of fear of missing out and stuff, and it's kind of pushy. So I didn't do a special Black Friday video with all the sales going on. I put up a couple of community posts. I did one for the zip because the zip is a really great deal, and I think it's definitely worth looking into. And the Pico Toner is on sale until Monday the 27th too, and it's a crazy good deal for the Pico Toner if you're interested in it. And if you add a Jane Man Lift Probe, it's a great deal too. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure that panel has been pretty hot with the discount. I'm not sure when it's gonna arrive. Hopefully within a week or so. But as soon as it arrives, we will test it. So on the 27th, I'm hoping to, you know, start the Glow Up series. I'm going to do the 30-day upper body challenge from Block Therapy. And I'm actually going to pop a picture right here from the Block Therapy Instagram page. They posted a before and after of this gentleman who completed the 30-day upper body challenge. And you guys got to look at his before and after. He looks so much younger, and it worked on the symmetry in his face. He looks like a different person, if you ask me. Looks awesome, right? So that's what Block Therapy can do for you. And the upper body program really will change this area. It has a profound effect because you're working in the ribs, releasing all those adhesions that's just pulling all this down. And I want to bring this up because a lot of people think that I'm crazy, but I'm not. It works. It works. It works. It works. And I've been working on myself, just doing the starter program, and I just feel so much better. Like, I'm not in pain. I'm literally not in pain. I feel so good. It's been helping me with my fitness, everything. So stress really helps with stress too. So I heard that Block Therapy is having a Cyber Monday sale. I'm not sure what's involved. I found out from the Block Therapy Facebook group page, the community page, and someone asked for a Black Friday sale. And you know, Block Therapy is based in Canada. So it's not like they don't celebrate United States Thanksgiving. So they had their Thanksgiving a few weeks ago. So I heard that they're going to have a Cyber Monday sale. So I'm not for sure what it is, but if you guys, you know, maybe they'll have a discount on the starter package. So you might want to sign up for their email, and I'll put a community post when it goes live and share it with you guys. I'm hoping it's on the starter package. And if you guys are interested in Block Therapy, I definitely would recommend getting it with both blocks, the Block Buddy and the Block Baby. But if you just can only afford one, then I would get the Block Buddy, which is the larger block. So I love my Block Therapy. I love my Pico Toner. I love my zip. I love my Dermadisc. I love my Medicube Glow Booster H. So my two favorite modalities to use for device-wise are LED light therapy and microcurrent. And you guys know that, and so that's why I felt like it was okay for me to invest in the MySama panel. It's my Christmas gift to myself because I want a panel, and I was thinking, oh, I don't have the room for it, but actually it's not that big, and you can use it all over your body, which is awesome. So, all right, so I gotta work here in between my brows. All right, so I'm not gonna flush this out because we're gonna flush it out with microcurrent. All right, so there's my ama. So that went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I really needed to get in there and work on that surface fascia. So let's go in for microcurrent. So I'm gonna go rinse this cleanser off my skin, wash it. I'm gonna use an enzyme wash, and I'm gonna apply some Victoria Dian Peptides, and then we'll use the Pico Toner with the Neurotris conductive gel so you guys can see how that is. So if you are looking to pick up the Pico Toner, if you haven't already, the gel is on sale too. I think it's only like $18 for 8 ounces. And it's similar to the Zip gels where it has that, it's glycerin based, so it stays slippery on the skin for a long time. And by the way, you can use the Zip conductive gels with your Pico Toner. It will totally conduct because the Pico Toner has that patented dynamic microcurrent that senses skin impedance. So it will be able to be used with your Pico Toner. All right, I'll see you in a few. Okay, I'm back. So I just cleansed my skin. I removed the I worked the cleansing oil into my skin with some water. And then I went in with the Revision Papaya Enzyme Cleanser. And then I took the JoyLux Capture Youth Water on a cotton round, went over my skin with that. Now I'm gonna spray it on and massage it into my skin. And I have to tell you, like, I did block therapy again. I really worked in my chest. I did this on, I did it on, whatchamacallit, on Thursday. I did 70 minutes of block therapy. And I worked in my chest, and I worked on my ribs and then the back of my shoulders, and I broke out in this rash again. See, all those toxins. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my Victoria Dian Pepti Repair, and we're going to work this into the skin with microcurrent. I really love Pepti Repair. Oh my gosh, it is so good for the skin. It really helps repair a compromised barrier. This also helps with glycation too, by the way. This and the Rejuvenator help really well with glycation. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my chest. We're gonna use P2 first and do the glides. P2, I love P2 on the Pico Toner. So P2, program 2, works in the skin. It helps with collagen and elastin, fat cell regeneration. It has that It works on skin density. That's what skin density is, guys. Collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, and those dermal fat cells. And then it helps stimulate lymphatic fluid release. It helps with radiance and plumping the skin, stimulating that cellular energy. Okay, skin metabolism. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with Hyaluronic. It's been almost, it's been a minute since I applied this to my forehead. And usually what I like to do is after I just freshly exfoliated my skin, I usually wait 1 minute instead of 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go in with Hyaluronic. These two are my favorite to use with microcurrent. Like if you're, you know, gonna shower after and you just wanna do microcurrent and work this into the skin, and I leave the gel on for a little bit on my skin after, I'm gonna leave this Neurotris gel on my skin for a little bit because it's got glycerin in it. So we'll see how it works. I should try that with the Zip. I bet you it would work with the Zip because it's like the Zip gels. Okay. So I'm just doing a fast application here. Take one more drop for my chest. Work that in. My chest is like so broken out. Ugh. Like I said, well, you know, for Thanksgiving, I didn't eat so hot. Of course, I had turkey. We had pot roast, pumpkin pie, apple crisp, roasted carrots, mashed potatoes, all kinds of stuff that is bad for you. All right, so I'm going to take a couple pumps of this Neurotris gel and put it in my mask bowl here, okay? And then we're going to work this in. So I took I'm using my new lift because when I do the P1 program, I'm going to use both lifts at the same time just because I am kind of running short on time, like always. And you know what? Really quick, I did not take my before and after video. So let me do that and I will be right back. Okay, before and after video is done. So I'm going to go in with my gel. And I'm just going to start off here at my chest and we'll work the way up to the face. And we're going to do those glides to help flush out the lymphatic fluid, stimulate it, and also work in the skin and stimulate ATP, work on that skin density. All right, so we're gonna go into P2. I haven't changed my battery yet. I'm still hanging on to 1 bar. All right, so I'm gonna do 30%, and here we go. So I'll start off here on the right side, and you can do 5 to 10 passes in each section. And remember, the longer that you spend in P2, I forgot what that was, working in the skin, you're bringing up that blood flow, which has nutrients, hydration. We're stimulating that lymph. We're working a little bit in that connective tissue, the fascia. The less time that you have to spend lifting. That's why if you're doing P2 and you're spending some time in P2, you can just get away with doing those holds. So I'm going to do 8 passes. And I'm going to come up here on my collarbone and just hover the lift over it. And when we're working in the P2, or when you're using the Jane Man lift in general, just so you guys know, it doesn't matter if you have negative over positive, but if you're going to take off the ball attachments and use them to do some detailed work, that's when negative over positive would come into play. Okay, come over here, work this lower half. So the Jane Man lift probe is my favorite way to perform microcurrent. This just takes the thinking out of it. It's just so easy. You just use one hand. I have some fascia right here. So I have this bump where my rib's out of place, but it's gone down so much since I've been blocking regularly. I forgot how many passes that was. So I'm talking and my perimenopausal brain is kicking in. Okay, now I'm just gonna hover over my collarbone. We'll hover for 30 seconds. I'm putting 2 more pumps of the gel in my bowl. It says that you can use this gel with the sculpting gloves, and I personally don't like to use conductive gel with the gloves because it gets in there and then you have to really wash those gloves. Okay, so now I'm going to put the conductive gel here on my neck. And we're just gonna go over the whole entire neck first, like using the Jane Man Omna. Stimulate that blood flow. So just like this. And as you guys know, Neurotris devices are clear to use all over the body, even over the thyroid, which is great because you can really get that current in this area and treat that skin, because the neck always gets neglected by devices. Okay, so we're going to start off on this side, and I'm just going to hold my lift vertical, and we're just going to do 8 glides out. And on my last glide, I'm going to hover over here on right underneath my ear, my sternomasculoid. Supercharge this area with that current. And then we're going to flush this out. Okay, and then I'm going to move up on this side of the face. I have to say that my chest really absorbed that gel up pretty quickly. Okay, so next what I like to do is just take these four, the thumbs and the first set of fingers, and I just come up underneath my jaw. I like to spend a lot of time in my jawline area because I hold a lot of fluid here. Okay, I'm gonna flip over. We're gonna use the thumbs. Come over the jawline again. Okay, now I'm gonna take all four, come over here over my lips, and then swipe out. Okay, so that's 8. Next, I'm going to take these four, the thumbs and this first set of fingers, right underneath my cheekbone and these right underneath my eye. And I'm going to go out 8 times. Okay, next I'm going to take the thumbs, come up underneath my eyebrow, and I'm going to do this 8 times. Okay, next I'm going to take the thumbs and I'm just going to run it over the top and the bottom. We'll do 8 times. I like to spend a lot of time on my eyes too because I have a lot of adhesions in this area, fascia adhesions, and I carry a lot of fluid. So jawline and eyes. I lost count. Okay, next I'm going to take the fingers, as many that will fit on my forehead. So we have 3, and I'm just going to crumb across my forehead, pass through 8 times. Okay, then I come up, I just kind of flush everything out, do a couple swooshes, and then I'm going to swoosh, and then I'm going to take the thumbs and trace them along my hairline down to the front of my ear to under my ear, and then drain that fluid out 3 times. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up over here, do a couple passes over my eyes. Okay, I'll do one over my cheek, over my lips. Then I'm going to hit my jawline really good, come up under the jawline and use the thumbs and the first row of fingers. 3 passes. Okay, do another trace. And then take all of this and flush it out. Okay, next what I like to do is come up underneath my chin right here, my neck. Take this. And then this side. Flush out. And then drain. And then all this that we worked down collects in here. So what I'm going to do is run this past here 3 times. And there we go. Now, this is the side that we worked on. And we haven't worked on this side yet. So what I'm going to do, because this will be a really long video, and if you've been following along here, you've seen this. So this is my typical thing that I do with P2. I love this form of treatment with the P2. You can even go in with your gloves and work P2 and massage your skin with it. But I just really love this. So I'm going to go off camera and do this side, then we'll come back for the lifting portion. Okay, everyone, I'm back. So I just finished up this side of my face. Here's my skin. I still have the conductive gel on. So this gel doesn't stay that slippery on the skin, just so you know. It's not as slippery as the the Zip conductive gels. So I just misted my skin with the JoyLux Capture Youth Water because it's what I have in front of me. I don't have my Lemieux, I don't have my Lemieux Isocell Recovery Solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Pico Toner to up to 45% because I have the 2 lift attachments. So what you have to remember is when you're using 2 attachments, that current is divided between these 2. So it's 45 between the 2 of these. So you got like 22.5% on this side and 22.5% on this side, okay? So what I'm just doing is you start off at your jawline, and I'm gonna hold it for 1.5 minutes, so 90 seconds, and I'm just gonna use my Pico Toner timer. And we just have to hold, okay? This is so easy, and it's become a new favorite for me. I need my Pico Toner closer. Here, let me use my elbow. So, okay, a couple more. And then we're going to move it up to the buccinator area. And when I do my cheeks, I do like 2 minutes because I work the front and the back of the cheek, and over my eyes, the same thing. When we get to the forehead, we're only going to use it one Omna probe. So if you picked up the Jane Man Special Edition lift unit, you got an Omna. If you already had one, you can use two of them at the same time. Okay, so now we're going to move here to the buccinator position. Okay, and we're going to hold for 90 seconds. So what makes this so special, the Jane Man Lift Probe, is like it's just so amazing to use. If you have it, you know. If you love microcurrent, what it does for your skin, and you have a device like the Pico Toner or another device that allows you to have the attachments, definitely would recommend picking this up because I absolutely love it. It's my favorite way to perform microcurrent. Okay, so we just have a couple more seconds here. Actually, we have like 30 more seconds. I should just use my timer from my phone. I will on this next spot. Okay, here we go. So what I like to do is I'll hold here at the front of the cheek. We'll do a minute here. Actually, I'm sorry, 30 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna do 30 seconds on the back half of the cheek. My nails are so long, I need to cut them. They're growing like crazy. Oops, okay, I messed up. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold this for, I did 35 seconds, but that's okay. So just remember, it's natural to, see flutters, to feel the current flutter in your skin. But, it's natural to feel microcurrent. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't. But if it's uncomfortable or it's jerking your muscle, you want to turn down the intensity. And one side, you're going to feel it more so on the other. Like I always feel it on my left side more so than my right side. Okay, so now we're going to come to the back half here for 30 seconds. And then we'll move up to the eyes. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with the eyes. So the first half, I'm going to use the thumbs and the first row of fingers. And then we're going to move the Pico Toner, or I'm sorry, the lift probe on the second 30 seconds to the back half of the eye and into the temple. So this will just give you a nice little lift. And of course, if you want to go in and do some more detailed work, you definitely could. Okay, now I'm going to hold here. Okay, switch back to this side. So since the Pico Toner is at 45%, if I was just using one of the probes, I could not use that around the eyes. You want to keep it, you know, down to like about 300 if you're doing the holds. 300 or less around the eyes, because you are focusing on the bottom of the eye too, and the under eye area. So when you do that, you have to keep the current low, like under 300 microamps. And since the Pico Toner goes up to 1,000 microamps, your percentage is like 15% is like 150 microamps, 25% is 250 microamps, 100% is 1,000 microamps. Okay, so there's our eyes. So I'm going to unplug one Jane Man lift unit, and I'm going to turn down my intensity. I'm going to turn it down to, let's try 30%. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the Pico Toner, and we're just going to go up and down on the forehead just a little bit, bring up that blood flow. And we're going to pick up the eyes a little bit more by holding it in our hairline. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take one row of the probes, and the other row will be, one will be in your hairline, and one will be in your hair, and one will be right in your hairline. And that's going to help this lift up a little bit more. And you can lift up if you want. So I'll actually start a little bit more over here, because we're going to do 3 sections. And for this, I just like to hold it for about 30 seconds each, no longer than that, because you will get a little bit of lifting in the forehead, and I don't like to lift in my forehead because this is an area that gets repetitive movement. You get those dynamic wrinkles, they get tension. And when there's tension, it shortens that muscle, and using a lifting mode in your forehead to lift the muscles creates more tension, and you'll see more fine lines and wrinkles. And it's the same thing why I don't like to use lifting on my neck, because it's the same thing. It shortens those muscles and creates more tension in the neck. Okay, and we'll do the last part of the scalp here. My hair isn't wet, and I do have some conductive gel on the probes a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to shower. All right, so how much longer? So I have 18 minutes and 20 seconds left. Okay, so now what you could do at this point is you can remove your little Jane Man magnetic balls, and you can mist your face, and you can work in areas to treat fine lines and wrinkles. So this one, you want negative over positive, and you just take the little balls and run them in circles, and this will help treat fine lines and wrinkles. And also work on sun damage. So I always like to come around and work on my lip. And again, this is the P1 program, the Lift and Tone. So I have some sun damage here I'm going to work on. Work on those crow's feet. And you can work underneath your eye. Those 11s. Any forehead wrinkles you have. Forgot to treat my little non-existent lines over here that show up when my skin is dehydrated now. Okay. Okay, so next what I like to do is I'm going to wipe off my little magic wands here, and I'm going to spray my, rehydrate my gel, and then I'm going to take the lift, and I'm going to work on fine lines and wrinkles on my neck and my chest. So what you do is you just take it and you run it in circles just like this. Anywhere where you have sun damage, fine lines and wrinkles. I probably shouldn't be using this Capture Youth water for microcurrent like this because it's not cheap. But it's what I have in front of me because I didn't plan accordingly. So I like to spend a good amount of time here on my chest because I sleep on my side, and this really helps with those wrinkles. And then I'll just come up, do some circles on my neck to help with those rings of life. Sun damage, any wrinkles. My hair keeps getting caught in this. So if you have any loose strands of hair, the J-Man lift will find it. That's why I usually like to wear a headband and get all those baby hairs on the back of my neck out of the way. But again, I wasn't thinking ahead. So it's finding all those hairs right now. So for those of you who picked up the J-Man lift unit, you can go on P1 and do the same exact lifting program that we did today and do this too. So cheeks, too large to work with the little magic wands of the lift probe. So you can just come in here and just take the lift probe and go in circles. Okay, and then you can even take your thumbs and do the same thing. If you don't want to use the wands, then you can just use these to do the same thing. Treat a larger area. Come over your lip and go back and forth like this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I want to plump my lips. So I'm going to take these 4 probes and hover over this side, and I'm going to hold it for 30 seconds. Let that current surge back and forth. Okay, spend the last 30 seconds here. And then it's gonna, so this is signal 2, so now it's gonna jump into signal 1 again. Okay. See, my lips look plumper. And then what you can do is if you want more lifting, you can just go in with the probe and just lift. See how that lift I got? See? My eyes always need more help. Okay, so I just did 2 passes on each of those. So I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing. This side has a hard time keeping the lift because I have so many adhesions in there. And that's the thing, if you're not seeing the results from your microcurrent, not much lifting, your results aren't lasting as long, there's a good chance that you have some fascia adhesions that are adhered to the bone that are really keeping that muscle locked down, tight and clamped, blocking fluid from entering and releasing. And also, when your fascia adhesions are clamped down on that muscle, it's causing the muscle to not go back into its natural place. And also you'll notice that your skin doesn't pick up as much when you perform these treatments, because in the face and here in this area, in the neck and the jawline, the skin actually attaches to the muscle. And if you have those fascia adhesions, tight muscles, if you're not working in the fascia, doing any kind of, facial massage, anything like that, you're not going to see your best results from microcurrent. It won't last, and you won't get that great of a lift. So you have to work in your fascia. You have to. And then you'll get your better results. Okay, so you see, like I need to work in this one a little bit more. And if you have one side that's a little bit droopier than the other, and you can definitely go in and, spend a little bit of extra time on that side to make it even. Okay, now if you wanted to come in and maybe define your cheekbones a little bit more, one of my favorites is to go up, hold like this for a few seconds, and then tilt the lift back and lift the cheek. You see that? You can also do that mid-face lift too. And I'm just holding for 5 seconds. Wow, we've done almost 30 minutes of lifting. It always shocks me because it goes by so fast for me with the Pico Toner. More on this side. Okay. Wow. All right. So I'm going to leave this gel on my skin for a few minutes, and then I'm going to wipe it off, and then I will come back and take my after video, and then we can compare the results after I get out of the shower. Aloha everyone. So I just got out of the shower, and here is my skin with no skincare whatsoever. You see this beautiful radiant glow, and my skin looks plumper, juicier, more lifted and toned. I even still have that really lovely lift in my eyebrows that makes my eyes look more open and awake. I just love my Pico Toner. It is my microcurrent device of choice. Now I'm going to pop up my before and my after picture here. And, you know, just so you guys know, I am not a professional photographer. I take these with my iPhone, and, you know, I try to keep the same setting. I have my hair up in the towel versus up in a clip, but my towel is loosely on my head. But you could just see how radiant and glowing my skin is. Oh, I just love the Pico Toner. I love it. I love it. If I could only choose one device in my collection, it would be the Pico Toner with the Jane Man Lift Probe. It's my favorite way to perform microcurrents, my favorite microcurrent device. It is just simply amazing, and every time I use it, I fall in love with it more and more and more. It's just truly such an amazing device. I mean, look at my skin, just looks so, so good. Well, I can't stop looking at it. I hope you guys look at it. Oh my gosh, it really did help plump up my fine lines and wrinkles. My 11s were looking a little sad, and my lines that are around here and around my lip were starting to look a little sad too. But now I'm ready for the evening. Mwah! All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found that it was helpful. Try that lifting tutorial and let me know how you like it. I really love it. It's one of my favorite ways to use the J-Man Lift Probe with my Pico Toner. There's so many things that you can do with the Pico Toner, but if I had to choose one attachment to use with it, it would definitely be the J-Man Lift Probe. It is thebomb.com. All right, well, I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.